It's unfortunate that everybody can see that the government that is crying and not able to fund even its policies, its manifesto, is able to fund a campaign to a tune of $500 million in a constituency. Is actually not understandable how, but this shows how desperate they are. All government machineries, including those who work in State House, are running up and down day at night in Mbeere North, trying to woo voters. Kwa majina, mimi naitwa Daktari Julius Kariuki. Mimi ni mwanaharakati wa siasa wa mji wetu wa Nakuru County. Na kwa wakati huu katika taifa letu tumeweza kuona ngome la siasa limeweza kuegemea sana kule upande wa Mlima Kenya, hasa pale Mbeere North. Kila kikosi na kikundi cha wanasiasa na vyama vya kisiasa vilivyoungana kwa upande mmoja, kimoja kiwa upande wa serikali na kile kingine kikiwa katika upande wa upinzani. Kuna mapambano kali sana upande wa mbele, na sababu ya mapambano haya tukiangalia kwa undani ni kwa sababu tangu serikali iliyomo siku ya leo kuchukua hatamu ya uongozi, kumekuwa na pengo kadha wa kadha zimewachwa katika maeneo bunge tofauti tofauti. Lile la Mbeere North lilipatikana wakati Justin Muturi aliweza kuondolewa kazini na Bwana Roko akaingizwa pale katika ile wizara ya wafanyakazi. Kile ambacho kimefanya siasa ya upande ule ikawa kali zaidi, kwa upande mmoja tukiangalia ni kwa sababu Rais William Ruto anajaribu kuonyesha nchi ya Kenya na wananchi, na of course even in the international community, that he still has control or he still has some say in Mount Kenya. That is in one version. In the second version, we know Kindiki mostly come from that side of Mount Kenya. And for him also to prove himself relevant and worth the seat of DP, he must try to bag that seat. Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, kiongozi na kinara wa upinzani kwa wakati huu, anayepiga siasa ya upinzani kikamilifu, pia yeye ameweza kutangaza kama kiongozi wa Mlima Kenya. And he is also have to prove a point that Mount Kenya is not going to support William Ruto. If by default, because it might be by default, because of the way the campaigns are going, if that seat goes with the government side, there might be some serious challenges, more so because this look like as if it will be the last by-election as we organize ourselves towards the general election. If the seat again goes to the opposition, there must be serious rearrangement and readjustment on all positions held by Mount Kenya leaders in government, including Kindiki himself. And I'm sure those in opposition want to make it sure that they prove that the elected and the formidable and the people's deputy president who was elected in 2022 is none other than His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. Kindiki and his team, they are trying to marshal troops using very expensive means. Actually, everybody can see it. The government has been able to spend over 400 million shillings. Over 400 million shillings. And I'm sure that that amount of money might escalate to $500 million by the end of campaigns on date 24th, 25th of this month. Unfortunately, they are not able to marshal troops and gather and attract big followings, even big gatherings during their campaigns, like the team of Rigathi Gachagua, which is not using money. Just saying we will be there, we will come in this time, and people come. And they come in large numbers, and they are ready to hear and listen. One, we don't know why the government side would not have used that money, probably to woo people through projects. It's unfortunate that everybody can see that the government that is crying and not able to fund even its policies, its manifesto, is able to fund a campaign to a tune of $500 million in a constituency. It's actually not understandable how, but this shows how desperate they are. all government machineries, including those who work in State House, are running up and down day at night in Mbeere North, trying to woo voters. But let's see. But as things are today, it is clear, unless they use any other mechanism, which I think also the opposition, which are ready to thwart any other process or arrangement made by the government to put the election in disarray, or to of course, create voter apathy. Gachagua has been able to come out clearly on modalities on how elections will be conducted and who should be there in the polling stations. And we believe that his call for people to protect for their votes and to deny visitors or people who don't belong in that area to come and influence the vote. I know people are fearing, especially the voters, when some quarters of the government went around saying they would steal the votes, they would stash the votes. Gachagua has come out clearly to tell the people of Mbeere North that their work is to come out and vote. Him and his group and troops and the youth of Mbeere are ready to protect their votes. And I'm sure that call and that pronouncement by His Excellency Gachagua is good enough to make even those who are fearing to vote, fearing that their vote will be stolen, will come out in large numbers. Definitely yes. This is a litmus test. This is a serious contest between now unpopular governments and a very strong opposition. Nobody knew that opposition would be this strong, even with the demise of our late Right Honorable Raila Odinga. But the way things are shaping now, the victory, even if the opposition win only 2 seats in this by-election, it is crystal clear that it is possible to defeat this government. It is possible to defeat William Ruto's government in 2027. We don't need to win all the seats, but by the mere understanding that if the oppositions win 2 or 3 of these seats, is a clear indicator that it is possible with all the machinations and all the finances come 2027, the people of Kenya will have seen the way to go. I know it will have serious political implications to some of the people who are serving in government today, and especially those in high-ranking positions. You could hear even Musalia Mudavadi saying, if you don't elect the government candidate, I'll be fired. Roko is also saying the same, if you don't elect the government candidate, he will lose his job. Of course, they are not doing that because their people are benefiting. They are doing that to safeguard their jobs. Kenyans are aware that probably the government is not popular. That's why they are tagging their jobs along, thinking that people would sympathize with them. And obviously, you know, the major beneficiaries of those positions are the office holders, the office bearers alone. If those offices would be serving the Kenyan people, and especially in that region, especially in Mbeere, Roko would not have any business going to say that his seat is at stake. If the position he has been given in the government, he is using it to serve the people, he has no business going to campaign. In fact, constitutionally, ministers are not supposed to play politics. But today, as it stands, even the PS, even ministers, even people who are state officers who are working in the State House, like the Itumbe, you could see them running up and down in Mbeere, dishing out money. In fact, these are serious things that should be our lawyers, even RSK, even the judiciary, even IEBC should prosecute. We have seen members of government, public officers dishing money, buying sukuma wikis, buying tomatoes and giving the people of Mbeere, instead of building classrooms, instead of taking teachers back to school, instead of paying doctors, instead of paying lecturers, instead of having medicine in school. The only thing we could see them doing very with a lot of energy ni kwenda kununulia mama mboga watu ya Mbele sukuma wiki na nyanya. It's unfortunate that the government is turning to such desperate moves. But the people of Mbeere are not fools. I'm sure the people of Mbeere have eyes, and also the people of Mbeere has good brains to know why the government is spending so much into these campaigns. And I'm sure in Mbeere, if the proper election rules are followed, if the vote will be counted well, if there will be no intimidation, if there will be no violence, the people of Mbeere will emerge victorious by electing a candidate of their choice. And they have shown through their meetings, through their barazas, during the campaigns, that they are in support of the opposition candidate, Bwana Kariuki.